I first got into teaching because I just wanted to be a person who had an impact on young people's lives.
What is it that I can do as a teacher, as an educator, to reshape the way that I'm thinking about the curriculum?
The fellowship changed the way I teach over time. I was able to draw them into thinking about what life must be like for students in other parts of the world.
I just took my passion for travel and being exposed to other cultures, and it gave me an open mind to try new things in my classroom.
But they wanted to be involved in solving a real-world problem.
I think that's the real power behind a Fun for Teachers Fellowship itself, is that you, as a teacher, are in a completely new environment.
My name's Kevin Denton, and I teach math and science to middle schoolers in Fort Collins, Colorado at Polaris Expeditionary Learning School. I was a new teacher and came into a math program that was just an attitude about math that was kind of painful. I had this one student, Maddie Kane, who just was a rock star, and so I found this problem in the back of the textbook about access to clean water and life expectancy data for all these countries all over the world. So she got up and began to explain what she had learned by analyzing this data. And what she had come to conclude was that there was a correlation between life expectancies around the world and the percentage of the population in those countries who had access to safe, clean drinking water. After Maddie concluded her presentation, you could hear a pin drop, and one of the students kind of blurted out, "Mr. Denton, we got to do something about this." And so kind of proposed to them some ideas, and I thought, what if we raised money for a well and put a well into one of these countries that has such low life expectancies? So I began to build the next unit around what we would eventually call the Water Walk of 2010. We began to write equations to model our pledge plans and analyze that and kind of predict how much we would raise if we got this many pledges, and kind of start to tweak things. So it became this real world application of algebra. I just instantly noticed a culture change and an attitude change in the class. There was a reason to learn math at this point. In November, we had our first walk, and students walked about 3.5 miles with some backpacks on their backs and got to the water, and they filled up their gallon jugs and laundry detergent bottles and whatever they had to carry this water back, and we raised over $3,000. It was a pretty remarkable day. The learning that took place in the classroom increased interest. My students, really began to see themselves as needing to learn math to be able to do things like this to change the world. If you think about the people who change the world, they're people who have the mind that can think and solve problems, but they also have a heart of compassion. My experience in Rwanda that summer was life-changing. I learned so much about poverty specifically, and got to bring back real experiences and stories and photos of people with names, and the children who were in the creek pulling out dirty water and carrying it back. And got to visit microbanks and the people in the market who were using their loans to sell products and to take care of their families. I got to meet those people and see those things in action. And so what I brought home for that following year was not only a lot of skills and better perspective of poverty and the solutions that are working, but I had a whole new passion. One of the most powerful things about Fun for Teachers is it was a pebble at just the right time dropped into the water of my life, not only my career, but what now is a huge passion for me personally. And it's made waves, that ripple has made waves long after the experience.
If you can find a way to make it real to a child, where they actually think there's something tangible I will get out of this, they're all in.
It just revolutionized my teaching and my classroom. Students were just so excited.
And so that when those kids do achieve those goals, they feel proud of the work they've done. And I think this is going to have effects in every area of their life.
I just stand back in awe of them sometimes because I'm amazed at the things that have come from it.